look back at the moments that made for another amazing week all around the NBA and our plays of the week.
Tonight is the night. I'm a barbecue to go. He a joke, and I'm the king of the coat. Snatching ankles.
And there you have it. McDonald's new crispy.
Welcome back to NBA Countdown.
So that was literally just the last 7 days of NBA action. I don't want you to miss the next 7 this week in our Wednesday doubleheader on ESPN. We got Zion, the Pelicans. Obviously, they're dealing with injuries, but they got a 3-game road trip. They're got to take on the Nets. That's at 7:30 Eastern. Then to tell you, you got the Jazz, okay? Well, they've got the Suns, and that's coming up right after that game. Our coverage starting with Stephen A's pregame Sports Center at 7 Eastern. We got Rondo reported 105 assists in the playoffs. Yeah, that was off the bench. That was pretty impressive. We got a conversation with him coming later.
A terrific basketball intellect, won championships as a point guard with the Celtics and the Lakers. But I can't front. When I'm playing rec ball, I hate playing with somebody that got on headphones.
Okay, we won't do that to you. You know, guys, today is Easter, and it's obviously something that we celebrate, and it's very significant, but we wanted to make sure that we recognize it another moment that was very significant. It's been exactly 53 years since Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, and we know that it's our job to talk the game, but the league has used MLK as a reference point. Yes. They've used his words and his messaging to continue to push the social justice reform that they're interested in currently. So as we continue to talk about the culture and talk about what these young men are working on off the field, what is the significance of this?
I'm so extremely inspired by MLK. There's a reason why there's a street named after him in basically every city in the United States. There's a reason why he has a holiday. And my favorite MLK quote is, "Faith is taking the first step without seeing the increase." And the reason why that's so profound right now is we're dealing with a lot of things in our country with COVID-19 and racial reckoning in a lot of ways. I just want to encourage everybody to continue.
There. The Bulls have just taken their largest lead of the game at 17. Hopefully that even...
That's 32-13 during that span.
Nets are shooting just 41%. One of the most efficient teams in the NBA and highest scoring so far have been stymied. There is Young.
Oh, got him because I thought he was going to get him with the offhand.
Yep. There's Harris. Same 10 starters out there. Harris got the friendly bounce on that soft touch. 11 for Joe Harris.
That was a good screen by Blake Griffin to get Harris open.
Harris is the only player who's played in every game for the Nets this year. Vooch, nice fake on Aldridge, denied by Irving on the backside help. Wow. Kyrie plays aggressive defense. Lobbing it up there, looking for Griffin, denied by Sato. Loose ball, Harrison Williams crawling on the deck. Irving dives on the floor to get it and keeps it alive.
Oh, boy, that was a scramble for that ball.
Job rejected, but a foul. This may be on Levine. We'll see.
Hey, look at this scramble for the ball. There's some wild chickens in the barnyard. My man, tribute to my man Funk. That was one of his sayings.
That's a Neil Funkism if I've ever heard
chickens
one.
in the barnyard.
I thought for a moment there was a foul. That's excellent news.
Good defense.
Excellent job by Young. Tough shot by Aldridge. Good rebound by Harris. Brown lost it. Last touch by the Bulls. 12 on the shot clock.
Tell you, man, Joe Harris he's everywhere.
Yeah, man. Here is Harris. Headed out. Rebound Thaddeus Young. Bulls lead by 15. Still a long way to go in this game, though. Levine doubled. Vucevic open mid-range.
Nice right there. That's going to be a deadly offensive combination. The pick and roll between Vooch and Zach Levine.
Vucevic seeing Irving rise up. Young gets the rebound. Vucevic with his second Bulls double-double. Secured that in the first half. Vooch draws two. Levine pops out. Irving jumps out on him. But a traveling violation on Levine. Right idea. Vucevic with his second.
Gonzaga held off UCLA in that all-time classic last night. Meanwhile, the Lakers and Clippers hoping to create some buzz come playoff time. And the NBA playoffs are getting closer and closer. About a month and a half left before the end of the regular season. With Stardom not being in the lineup is to somehow do it by committee. It's hard to do it, but recently they've done a really good.
Sato has just been playing with a lot of confidence since he's been in that starting lineup. 16 points now. And 9 assists.
He's going to be closing in on a season high. Here's Irving with a smooth jumper.
If the Nets are going to get back in this game, they're going to have to use a lot of Kyrie. Him and Joe Harris are really the only two guys really scoring for him.
Vooch for three. Left it short. Irving, the speed,
oh.
the lob, and Aldridge with a nice finish.
You say he just kind of skated, like he was going right, and then he went back left.
He
Man,
glides. Everything he does, he's like gliding.
Man, I tell you what, boy, his handles are sick.
Yep. Satoransky's season high is 17. Had that against the Clippers in mid-February. He's got 16 tonight. Vooch to Williams, open three, no. Rebounded by the Nets.
They're going to get matched up here.
Here's Irving. Takes the three, and ricochet off the rim and out of bounds.
That was good defense by Troy Brown Jr. They talk about ball movement. The Bulls do this. This makes them tough to beat. Catches there, turns, faces, looks where the defense is. Where's the help coming from? Coming from the top. Swings it to Tice. Tice swings it. Bang, bang, bang. Sato.
A most wondrous invention awaits. You could win up to $500,000, plus tickets offer a second chance promotion for a shot at up to $1 million a year for life. It's magical and spectacular. Magicular.
We don't want to overhype the return of the Quesalupa's cheese stuffed shell, so we're skipping the theatrics.
Oh, man.
Well, we were skipping the theatrics. Anyway, the Quesalupa from Taco Bell is back, and we think you'll like it.
They've got Chicago's most accurate forecast is certified by Weather Wing. The when and where severe weather will strike with the NBC5 Storm team. The Bulls are up 13 points. We've talked about this, though, before. The Bulls have the biggest comeback in the NBA this season. Remember, they were down 25 against Detroit. Came all the way back and won here at the United Center in that makeshift game that popped up. The Nets have the second biggest comeback in the league this year. They trailed the Suns by 24 and came all the way back and won. This is not a team, even without Harden in the lineup, and you can scrap Durant because this is his 22nd straight game. They've done a lot without Durant. Even without Harden in the lineup, this is a deep, scary offensive team. This game is not over by a long shot. You got 16 minutes to get to the final finish line.
Well, they're explosive. They can get back, and if the Bulls go through one of those lull periods, and we've seen this season, there's a turnover, bad pass.
Yep.
This is what let teams back in the game. Turnovers.
Brown, nice defense by Markkanen. Better adjustment by Bruce Brown, who's had a very solid third season here with.
Now look at the lineup that the Nets have out there. Small lineup.
Yes.
Right now, you should be going into Vucevic as much as possible.
He posted up. Brown takes Shamit. In and out.
Yeah, see, I mean, there's no one out there. You got Jeff Green guarding Vucevic.
Yeah,
that ball's got to go inside.
Yeah, that's a matchup you absolutely want to exploit.
We've seen 2 empty possessions now.
And Irving hits the shot. 14 for Kyrie Irving. Back to an 11-point game.
The Bulls have had, that was 4 empty possessions for the Bulls. Let's see if they recognize it now.
Sadaransky drives Irving. Kick to Brown. That's a big three, and he sinks it. Needed that one. If you're going to take them, you got to make those shots.
Those open threes, you got to knock them down if you're the Bulls. Got to.
Bulls are 6 of 15 from three-point range. Here's Irving, denied by Vucevic. Trying to draw the foul. Bulls during the losing streak have been terrible from three-point range. Much better tonight. Tice, birthday boy, trying to bang one down. Brown the offensive rebound. Vucevic working on Green. Into the post. Over Green.
Oh, it's like Gulliver's Travels right now. Land of the Lilliputians. They can't stop him down. He's too big.
Got the advantage down at 6'11", working on the 6'8" and lighter Green. Markkanen's got Shamet here. Now switched off with Tice. Green on the drive, and will they call a foul? Yeah, they will on Vucevic. Yep, his first.
Vooch really didn't need to foul him. Just use his height. Here's right here. There's that post up. Good pass by Sato, which is now 11 assists for Sato. Now right here is a foul. No need to foul there. No need to foul. Use your size. Use your size advantage on Jeff Green. The Bulls in B-More are proud to support Chicago's black-owned businesses that are making a difference. This month's spotlight is on the Long Room, a Ravenswood tavern featuring a well-rounded collection of beer and cocktails. Learn more at bulls.com/business. Oh, an adult beverage. We may get off early today. The game is over. I'm gonna have to go pop up over there. I wonder if it's open.
Wine's a very important part. From what I understand,
we can head on over there. Is it open? Will they keep it open for us?
I had multiple people in my ear going, we're going to check if it's open. We're going to check real quick.
Look at all those alcoholics in the truck. We're going to see if it's open. Hold on.
Hold on, guys.
Hold on, guys. Give me a second.
Closes in 22 minutes or something. Levine, Valentine, Brown, Markkanen, and Tice. Well, Levine's going to pop one. Long rebound. Irving hustling. Great effort by Irving, but through the Bulls. Brown to Tice. What a fake and a score.
Fake. Nice ball fake right there by Tice. We got Tice on Brown.
Irving out of control. Yeah, that was on the leg. Gets it out to Shamet. Wild possession, and Irving ends up with an assist, and Shamet now has 10.
Wow, that ball was kicked off the leg of Brown.
Turned to a pinball for a moment. Levine, the lone Bull starter.
There you go, Lowry. Go to work.
Against Brown. Markkanen over Brown.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Be more efficient, score. Take him down. If they're going to play this small lineup, you got to exploit it. Good job by Lowry.
Green off target, rebounded by Tice. Levine driving on Shamet, stops and pops, and connects.
Shamet having a tough time trying to stay with the quick first step of Zach Levine. Oh, wow.
Irving's going to walk into one, rebounded by Brown. Tice, Brown, Markkanen, Valentine, and Levine. No Kobe White today, as you heard from the guys in the pregame, into the health and safety protocols after a test result that was going to be looked into, according to Billy Donovan. No Garrett Temple again. Zach Levine gliding to the rim, draws the foul.
Well, he just split the defense that time, Adam. Went straight to the rim. It's this right here. He gets by both those guys. Shamet picks up the foul.
First foul on Landry Shamet, fourth on the Nets. Zach Levine with his 6th and 7th free throws of the game.
Really balanced scoring for the Bulls here.
Levine now has 17, Vucevic 20, Sadaransky 16, Tice with 10. Well, NBC5 investigates, following clues, tracking local true crime stories, and always asking the tough questions for you. It's storytelling at its best with Rob Stafford and the NBC5 Investigates team on NBC5 News.
Bulls came back and got control of this third quarter. It looked like Brooklyn had a little momentum.
There's Irving against Brown. Tough turnaround.
Good
Short.
defense.
Excellent
Good defense. Troy Brown Jr. right there had the handcuffs on Kyrie Irving. Was with him every step. Watch him stay, though. This is a three from Patrick Williams. And then there is Booch. And then Sato. Bang, bang, bang. And Troy Brown. This is what he can do for you, Bulls fans. And Larry.
Sports bettors, are you ready? Devin is. Are you ready for a faster way to win? I'm talking faster bets, withdrawals, and rewards. How about an easier app, easier parlays, and, of course,
Available on Kia's tough and ready lineup of all-wheel drive SUVs.
Then
Evolve, enhance,
expand, make it capable, smart, human, and then make more. The only way to predict the future is to build it, and the only way to build it is Ford Proud. Now get an adventure-ready 2021 Explorer for just $399 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
Phone it into 1-800-FARMERS to get policy perks like a home and auto bundle discount.
I'm phoning it in, just save 20%.
Get your policy perks by calling 1-800-FARMERS. Go ahead, phone it in.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Believe that racism ended when slavery ended.
These lending practices would make you believe that redlining was still a real thing.
People seem to be more open to listening. What do you think about this era we're in right now?
Enter the 50-50 raffle, now online all season long. Winners take home half the pot, and the other half goes to Chicago Bulls charities. Visit Bulls.com/5050 to enter. Bulls have the 17-point advantage as we go to the fourth, and hustle stats always a key.
Key, especially against a team like this. You want to take advantage of that. Look at those points in the paint, plus 10. On second chance points.
Since February the 10th, the Nets have the best record in the NBA at 20-3. There is Green with the floater. The only three losses they've suffered came to Dallas without Kyrie, against Orlando when Vucevic had a near triple-double, and then against Utah when they had just about nobody. They were starting Tyler Johnson in a blowout loss. That's it. Those are the only three losses since February the 10th for the Nets. Markkanen into the post, working against the smaller defenders. Couldn't get it to go with the traffic around him. But Chris Chiozza is into the game, and Landry Shamet continues to shoot well.
And Chiozza comes in and puts up some pace.
Boy, he is fast,
Man, he's fast.
Former Florida Gator who had some memorable moments, putting a game winner against Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament. Use that speed. Valentine free for three. First five in the quarter belong to the Nets. Here is Green again. And he gets the friendly bounce. 9-point game. We told you Brooklyn is not going to go away easily. They're an explosive offensive team, and they've cut the lead back down.
A three-pointer by Jeff Green. Living right with the roll.
This is Courtney Perna with another.
our official kids club presented by Vimo. Visit bulls.com/KidNation for more. Tyler Johnson on the deck. Did somebody fall into him? But he was being very careful with that right leg. You see him already kind of grimacing. Yeah, he was limping before he even got down. Maybe that happened on the other end. Is that a non-contact? It's always a scary thought. Tyler Johnson is in his 7th year out of Fresno State, got picked up as a free agent last year in June, was productive in their 4 playoff games, re-signed for a 1-year deal. Doesn't look good right now. He has provided such good minutes off the bench, tough defender, can score a little bit, good shooter. That's tough to see. Again, it's a very deep Nets team, but Tyler Johnson's been a key piece. Bulls lead by 13, 9:26 to play.
Left foot on, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. Don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could get it up. It's a feeling.
Sawyer Laughlin, hello.
And they said, like, he thought he got sniped. Just all of a sudden, something popped. And again, I'm not saying that's what happened to Johnson. That's what it reminds you of, and that's what scares you, and hopefully Tyler's okay.
Man, that's unfortunate because there was no contact whatsoever.
Zach Levine, after the Chioza foul with 2 free throws.
How about the Bulls shooting their 24th and 25th free throw to Brooklyn, only taking 7.
It's exactly what you wanted to see, Stacey. And again, they've had some struggles at the line today, unfortunately.
That's missed 4.
19 points, 4 assists for Zach Levine today.
His own move.
Yep. Bulls have had 30 free throw attempts 4 times in a game this year. They're 3-1 in those games. The loss was the buzzer beater by Golden State in the 3rd game of the season. Young recognizes the small appears on him, trying to force the pass though. Bulls keep it.
Yes.
All play by Valentine.
Shaman is hurt now. He's limping.
Oh, Shaman is limping behind the play. Here's Young. Off to Williams again, and a foul is called on Bruce Brown, his first. Looking at Shaman here. Oh, yeah, he kind of awkwardly landed on that right foot. 120 right now. You see the twist? Yeah.
Ooh. Another non-contact. Usually out there.
Yeah. See if they pull him. TLC is going to come in, and yeah, Shaman's going to go to the bench. Valentine comes up, and Troy Brown is in. This is the 6th most free throws as of now, with still 8 minutes to play that they've had in the game this year.
It's important that they do that on a regular basis and rely so much on the three-point shooting. Only 18 three-pointer shot today.
So take by Brown. Nice rebound by Young. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists.
Oh, just a bully in the sandbox. What you got on my 40? Just deboed him in the paint.
I ain't got nothing, man.
I ain't got nothing.
Here is Brown.
He known for jacking somebody.
It's both ours. We just keep it in my house.
Yeah, you just keep it in my house. You know, no Pop's tripping.
Yeah, you know Pop's tripping. I'm just gonna tuck my in.
There it is again.
TLC trying to guard Young. Can't do it, but he couldn't finish.
Got to get back on defense now. Find Joe Harris.
Here's Green open in the corner, and he hits his second three from that spot.
Loves that corner.
Yep. He's hit 3 threes. Loves the corner 3. Back to an 11-point game with 7 to play.
He's been big off the bench, 16 points.
Just 9 shots, very efficient in 19 minutes.
Well, he's not a guy that searches for shots.
No.
He plays himself.
Levine, tough step back, rebound Brown.
Be careful here for the Bulls.
Here is Irving trying to take over. Off to Brown. Good look for the floater. He's got 10, all in the second half. 9-point game again.
Well, that's 7 straight for Brooklyn.
They started this quarter with an 8-0 run. Young's got the smaller Irving. Good cut by Williams. Harris lost him.
Yes. Thaddeus Johnson right there again. High post pass. Reads the defense very well. Good cut by the rookie. Got 9 now. Got off to a slow start. He's got 9. All in this quarter.
Here is Irving. Gets the roll on the floater. Kyrie Irving with a 20-point game, but it's taken 24 shots to get there. He does have 13 assists. Speaking of which, Bulls with 26 on 39. Good ball movement again, and low turnover mark with just 7. Late in the clock, Williams into Young. Gotta go. In the trap. Tough shot. Rebounded by Green.
Yeah, that took too long that time on that possession.
Brown getting the assignment on Irving with no Temple today. Irving, tough drive. A little bit too strong. Marketing did some work to help to deter. Levine. Traveling? Yep.
Bulls got to slow down now. Got to slow down now and get back. Just said, slow down. You got the lead now. Play under control. There's a hug D from Lowry.
Not fouling Irving because he's so good at finishing.
Now on the offensive end, just run your offense. Now you got Vooch back out there, so you'll be able to play through him in the post and get something good.
Levine's going to get a quick break here, probably for a few minutes. Brown, Vucevic, Young, Williams, and Satoransky, who's got a double-double for the first time this year. Irving over Vucevic, so smooth.
And this is where you got to watch out for Kyrie Irving now down the stretch. We've seen it. You've seen it time and time again when he'll take over the game. He might have shot a lot, but late in the game, that's where your superstars show up.
He's been a closer. Williams going to the rim strong and drawing a foul. Timothé Luwawu-Cabarrot stepped in to try to take the charge. Who are they going to call the foul on, though, here?
Cabarrot right there. He's lucky because he got the worst of this. Oof. Watch this move by Kyrie. Splits the defense, and he goes over to 6'11". 6'11" Vucevic on that play.
Yep. They do call the foul on Luwawu-Cabarrot.
What do you think he was doing? He was going to the basket. He should be shooting.
I'm surprised that's not a shooting foul.
I don't know what they thought he was doing.
Bulls are in the bonus the rest of the way now. Here's Satoransky having his best game of the year, season high.
Let me step back and kiss myself.
11 assists and now a season best 19 points for Thomas Satoransky today. 10-point game.
He's done a good job today being aggressive and then also getting his teammates involved.
Strong drive. Turn back the clock for Jeff Green.
Coming down from the mountaintop, baby. Split the Red Sea.
Oh, my goodness. He and I are the same age. I cannot do that.
No. But you can do it on like 2K.
You're darn right I can do it in 2K.
Oh, mouse in the house.
Here we go. Yeah, Vucevic has Brown on him, trying to seal, and couldn't get the pass in there cleanly. Try again. Vucevic, turn it around and sicking it.
Man, that is nasty.
The range and the flexibility and fluidity offensively on display for Vucevic today with 22 and 13. Trying to defend on Irving here, and he ends up using his body to cut off Irving on the baseline. Picks up his second foul. First on the Bulls.
This is an element the Bulls have not had.
Yep.
And I tell people all the time about this trade. And, you got to understand, man, AK and Mark are not done with this team. This is the key part of getting this kid here. You got 2 all-stars to build around. Patience.
Bulls up 10. Down the stretch we go.
It's that time, good vibration. You just
See the multiple red jerseys that continue to be around the basket every time that it's described.
Good defense by Brown on the lead. There's the double on the lead. Now Vucevic out to Brown. Another big three. Around it out.
Nice. And those are the shots the Bulls have got to make, Adam. Those wide open threes.
Bulls just 7 of 21 from 3 today. Irving driving Vucevic. Rotate to Harris. Oh, good defense by Vucevic. And it's going to be Bulls ball.
Took it right to the Bulls. He sent it right back. Good defense. Give me that.
Harris tried to save it, not realizing he was out. Inside a 3 to play, 10-point lead. The Bulls close out what would be one of their best wins of the season. So a lot of time. Here's Williams, open, mid-range, got it.
Oh, I tell you what, boy, his mid-range game is nice. He does not miss that 15 to 18-foot range. Gets up high on the jumper,
yes.
too. The bench, 7 of 11 from the field, 4 of 6 from the three-point line. You got to remember that Jeff Green was a three-point shooter. He's always been a three-point shooter.
34% for his career, 41% this year. Well, Booch took a spill, trying to keep it alive, taken away by Brown.
Stop ball.
Harris gave it back up. Brown on Brown.
Good defense.
Irving cuts. Brown defending, and Irving scores. All 10 starters in this game have scored double figures. It's been a very impressive offensive game.
Kyrie's got 10 in the quarter here. Got to play with the lead for the Bulls now.
Being 19 points. None of his field goals have been threes tonight. Vucevic to Sato. Satoransky, it's been his night. Tough shot, left it short. Brown fighting for the offensive rebound and grabs it. 90 seconds left.
Troy Brown Jr. with the hustle, 50-50 ball.
Levine looking for a big three, his first of the night.
I tell you what, for most people, that's a bad shot. But Zach Levine can hit that shot. Oh, my goodness.
What a moment to cash in your first triple. A minute 22 to go.
Oh, right by the C for United Center. Woo! Bang, bang, bang.
It'll be Saturansky, Levine, Tice, Brown, and Williams on a night where there has been some great balance. They've needed all of it against Kyrie Irving and the Nets tonight.
Well, they've been unselfish, 29 assists.
10 to shoot. Here is Green. Big second half. Misses that one. Brown the board.
Rips the clock into the Bulls.
Levine at the controls. Off the Sato pick. Driving Harris to the rim. Tough take in traffic. Here come the Nets. And a foul as Brown was hustling. It'll be just the second Bulls foul, but their first inside of 2 minutes, their last foul to give. It is the third on Troy Brown. And Kyrie Irving coming off the floor. That's Steve Nash waving the white flag, so to speak.
48 seconds left. They played him all night.
Yeah, it's the first of a back-to-back for them.
He's played 39 minutes.
And a night where, again, no James Harden. They're expecting Harden and Durant back this week as TLC hits a 7-point game. Steve Nash says there's a high probability that Durant returns. This is the 22nd straight game that Durant has missed since February. And a foul here. And they obviously snap back on you very quickly.
Well, you don't want to get in that situation that you saw with Klay Thompson coming back. You had the ACL tear, and then all of a sudden the Achilles pop. Because you got so much emphasis on one thing, making the knee so super strong that sometimes you forget about the other thing. So you got to be very careful with him. They're able to basically lead the Eastern Conference without him.
Yes.
As long as you got James Harden on your team. We talked about James Harden, 26-7 when James Harden is with any group of the lineup. Doesn't matter if it's Kyrie, doesn't matter if it's Kevin Durant. When he's in the lineup, they're 26-7. So you got to feel really confident if you're Steve Nash, having him back in the lineup with Kyrie Irving, an explosive backcourt. Both those guys can go for 40 at any time. Look at those numbers.
Yeah, today was only Irving. They've only had all three together for 7 games since the trade. There's Chioza. Got it.
They're going to get their first loss with Irving today.
Yep.
It was 2-0 by himself.
The Bulls had lost 12 consecutive games against teams that had a winning record. Their last win came against the Knicks, who were just barely over 500 on February the 1st. But today, with a very balanced attack, Saturansky with his best game of the year, Levine with big shots down the stretch, one of the best wins of the season for the Bulls as they beat the Nets.
Easter, beep. Hadn't said it in a while. It's a big win for the Bulls. They played the defense that they played in Utah. Every single night, defense has to be a constant every single night.
Chris Chioza, the former Billy Donovan product at Florida, walking off Nikola Vucevic, a double-double.
Vucevic is just a man down there. 22 points, 13 rebounds, efficient in a 17 from the field, and just a solid performance from big guys. Getting more and more comfortable with his teammates and where they want to score and where they want the ball to go to. They utilize him inside.
And Nikola Vucevic kind enough to join us for the first time here at the United Center. You got Adam and Stacey with you, Nikola. Thank you for the time, and just give me a quick sense. You've had big games against Brooklyn this year with Orlando. What is the most difficult thing about closing against a good team like this? You were able to do it today.
Yeah, but when we're seeing that, you're starting to get more and more comfortable of where you're going to be on the floor offensively. We're seeing you more in the post. We know you can shoot the three, but are you starting to get more comfortable now since you come over from the trade from Orlando?
Free throws. That foul was on Patterson, who's
coming up. He's already turned it over once. Handling it.
George. Horton Tucker doubles. Good ball movement. And Terrence Mann finishes out with a corner three. It's 5 points off the bench for Mann. Caruso lost the handle. George flips it up and rolls around and drops in for his second field goal. Harold, of course, won the six-man award with the Clippers. Played so well for them before signing a free agent deal in the offseason with the Lakers. They actually did play, because it's a Clipper home game considered, they did play a video.
Emotional with nobody here.
Terrence Mann drives, blocked from behind by McKinney. Kuzma fouled by Batum to stop the fast break. The 27-year-old Montrezl Harrell did some good things for the Clippers. They signed a 2-year, $19 million deal after 3 years with LA. It was a really good story in the Orange County Register this week. Kyle Goon wrote about how Harrell's 1 year at Hargrave Military Academy, where a number of NBA players went to, made such an impact. And he talks about how it prepared him as a man. A lot of interesting tidbits about Montrezl Harrell in that piece of Harrell right on Q Scores.
If it gave him that type of footwork, I'm all for Hargrave Military Academy, because that was a nice move.
David West went there. Terry Rozier. After Patterson off the mark. Kitty fumbles it a bit. Jalen Horton Tucker steps into a three. Back of the rim, Paul George the rebound. Dangerous pass, but it finds its way to man. Blocked from behind by Kuzma. Blocked it, and then a foul. Horton Tucker. Green. About that aspect of Kuzma.
Those guys you need in your locker room, on your team bus, on your flights. Give a burst of energy throughout.
You guys both know from coaching to have a player that comes in every day, upbeat, positive, ready to work.
There are some things that were
And doing a good job harassing Schroeder. Schroeder misses. The tip from Kuzma won't go. Paul George rebounded traffic.
You're right about Mann's defense. He is long and active.
And Paul George draws a foul. I think they're going to call it before the shot attempt. Nope, 2 shots. George goes to the line.
You see the Clippers on the offensive end, unselfish play. Not holding on to the basketball, finding one another, and Paul George steps in rhythm up the fine feed.
I like Batum as a connector. I thought it was an outstanding pickup. Shoots it and shares it.
Where else can a sun rise and buckets fall? Where else can one big man carry a whole city's dreams? And where else can a whole league look to take the throne?
So that toe injury's on the right foot. Again, it was the same foot and the same toe that he missed 7 games in February, but it flared up. And George said the other night after the game, there's no pop in his right foot. They have to manage the swelling and the soreness. Got to figure out, is the way he was saying. It didn't sound very encouraging. Obviously, he's able to play with it. But when he's talking about not having any pop in that right foot, that's not good to hear. He's got 9.
Very good defense by Pope defending Morris. Not just surrendering position, but active with his hands. Came up with the steal.
Reggie Jackson back in, and gets to the bucket easy. He thought he was fouled as well. Jackson getting a lot of starts. Patrick Beverly still out. Beverly with knee soreness.
I'm interested once they get everybody back or in the playoffs, who Ty Lue's going to go to.
Beverly's missing his 12th straight game. Caldwell Pope flips it up. Shot won't go. A lot of contact there as the Clippers come the other way. Zubac's running the floor but can't quite grab it. And turnover. Upcoming national TV schedule. Doubleheader on TNT Tuesday. Philly and Boston. And the Bucks and the Warriors. And then the doubleheader on TNT Thursday. Lakers and Heat. Phoenix and Clippers. Well, obviously, Utah, I think everybody's got to now start to say this team can win a championship this year. They have been spectacular. Best record in the NBA. Phoenix is second in the West. Is Phoenix capable of winning a championship?
Yes, I think they are. Now, would things have to break right for them? Sure. And I think Chris Paul, he's not the best player on their team. Obviously, Devin Booker is, as Jackson gets a steal. But Chris Paul, I would put in my MVP ballot consideration. I think he's had that much of an impact on their team.
And I would say yes. And I said it, a month and a half ago. I believe any team that I've seen thus far, and I've seen them healthy, I believe anybody can be beat. It's that
kind of year.
It's going to be that kind of year.
I agree. Meanwhile, Monty Williams, he's got to be up consideration coach of the year. Nice pass inside Rondo. But good recovery. Zubac does a nice job making Leonard take a tough shot. Now he gets it back, and Zubac puts it up and in. Zubac got in the way.
The coach and I were talking about it. Zubac is one of the most underrated players in this game.
And then blocks the shot down the other end.
The things he does on a nightly basis, you can take for granted. It's winning basketball on both sides of the floor.
And Marcus Morris knocks it down. Zubac appeared to get in the way with Leonard. And that scoring off a nice feed from Leonard, and that makes the defensive play to lead to that one.
Sign Mark, this guy is a very good starting center. The block ignites the transition opportunity, and Marcus Morris is shooting it great this year.
What is yours is mine.
That's close.
But that's a block anyway, to me. He thought he was fouled by Zubac on the three-point shot.
Either he did get fouled or it was a hard sell by Gasol because he certainly landed after the shot. That's a foul.
Yeah. See, right there, he should tee himself up, the official.
Frank Vogel was hot as well.
Why are you mad at the player pointing out the fact that you missed the call?
Yeah, that's right in the landing area. You see Frank Vogel pleading his case. Well, Marc Gasol, it's been a rough stretch for him with the signing of Drummond. He was very candid. He didn't hide his feelings, saying that it's hard to swallow knowing that you're not going to be part of Plan A anymore. You're more Plan C and D. And even Frank Vogel was telling us that he had a conversation with him, told him, hey, listen, we're really going to need 3 centers now that Drummond's here. It's not the same role that he signed up for, realize that, but he'd been up and down in his play. And now Drummond was immediately put in the starting lineup. Gasol, a very proud, highly decorated player.
But that's the way this business is, Mike. They had an opportunity to get a better center in Andre Drummond, and they made the move.
He took a shot there as they fought for a rebound with 1:51 remaining here in the second. Loose ball foul. Let's send it over to Rachel.
Well, Mike Gasol walking around after that smack to the face. He used pretty specific language talking about what happened here this week. He said it was a hard pill to swallow because he knows he will be out of the lineup when he came here expecting to have that starting role. As you guys noted, Frank Vogel has assured him, hey, we're going to use all our big men in this run through the playoffs. They certainly did that last season, so Frank can show him this is how we work here. But Mark, he's been around the block. He said, great. He said, it's not just that you're not Plan A right now. He said, I'm really Plan C or D. He said he has to accept it because that's his job. He is still committed to this Lakers team. But he made it clear going out, then coming back in when Drummond got injured so unexpectedly in Drummond's first game. It's been a roller coaster, and it's been tough for him, Mike.
Thank you, Rachel. Off the turnover. Leonard comes the other way, drives. And a whistle on the way to the basket. It's going to go against the Lakers. Marc Gasol, 36 years old. This is his 13th year in the league. First won a ring with Toronto in 2019. Former Defensive Player of the Year, All-NBA a couple of times. Lakers are his third team.
But he's had a great career. And the truth be told, he's Plan D when it comes to centers for the Lakers because Anthony Davis is a power forward / center. So they have 3 better options in 2021 than Marc Gasol. His job is to stay ready and be effective and efficient when called upon.
Yeah, you're right. It's like he's had a terrific career. It's certainly not easy as Caruso knocks in the corner 3. But clock malfunction. But I'll say this, Mike. The ability to age gracefully in this game is hard. And I think a lot of players have done it well. A lot of players have really struggled with it. I think it's going to be a challenge for Gasol, but I think it's important that he does it in the right way and not diminish from what they have going.
And it's amazing how things can change from one week to the next. Paul George comes up short. Markieff Morris, the rebound. Lakers shooting just 37% from the field, 2 of 11 from 3, and have 11 turnovers. Nobody's in double figures. On the drive, Dennis Schroeder with a pretty move.
I think in the second half, he's got to have the mindset to be more aggressive offensively. That's the type of moves he's got to make.
This will be the lowest points for a first half this season for the Lakers. No fouls to give. Leonard, 2 seconds to go. Leonard, the drive does not get it off in time. as they wave off the bucket. And that ends the first half. Coming up, halftime presented by McDonald's. A happy holiday for Drew Holiday, Cassidy Hubbard, and Jalen Rose back in the studio. Boy, the Clippers dominating here this first half. Trying to snap a mini 2-game losing streak. 7 of 15 from downtown. Marcus Morris leading everybody in scoring. He's got 17.
Special delivery.
At Domino's, you can now stream thousands of movies for free with any online order, no matter what you order. So you could have stuffed cheesy bread with extra cheesy rom-coms.
It's you.
It's you. It's me.
Or saddle up on the couch for specialty pizza and a Western. Get 30-day access to stream thousands of movies for free on Epix Now with any online order from Domino's.
Whether you're curling or crunching, running or riding, lifting or lunging, balance it all out with some ice-cold servings and enjoy.
See some.
Jennifer Pepper, happy birthday to you. Bro, my birthday is today. I'm so happy I'm in LA right now. Happy birthday to you, Jennifer Pepper. Pepper. Wolf's dead. I'm babies. From I'm baby.
Work. Ooh, look at me. I work sport coat.
Right before the third.
Not just very late, Mike. One guy out there shooting. Jeff and I was sitting here just shocked that nobody was out on the other side shooting with the Lakers. So you wonder why you get off to a slow start. Maybe because you didn't get any shots or any rhythm during the halftime break.
It's always puzzled me why NBA players warm up so hard before the game, but coming out after halftime, they do so little. Like you see all these coordinated strength coaches, they've got 100 different guys doing 100 different things, but none of that takes place at halftime. What's the difference?
But I'm not saying we're in agreement, because I'm not saying kill yourself before in between, but you got to do something to be ready. And that halftime break, they absolutely did nothing. They did not even come out and get shots or try.
Meanwhile, Kuzma, nice block on George, then barrels in and inadvertently smacks Leonard in the face as he drove in and drew the foul. So Kuzma's going to shoot two. Leonard shaken up on the play. Leonard gets called for the foul.
Wonder if they'll look at that.
I'm watching Zach Zarba, the crew chief. Leonard's trying to plead with him, but I don't think he's going to do it. He's just, getting in there defensively.
Yeah, it's just a basketball.
Yeah, normal move to get yourself free for a layup. So 30 seconds because Leonard's apparently bleeding from the shot. So they'll attend to that. And they're saying, hey, you threw the elbow at me.
When you're bloodied and you get a foul, that's a bad possession.
But as a referee, this is a question. And I see a player with blood, and obviously it came from a play. Shouldn't that give me a trigger to take a look at the play?
I would say so, yes. In many cases, maybe they thought that it did look like just a normal play of him driving to the basket. It didn't look like anything.
But you could understand the frustration from a player.
Just in watching it on real speed. Leonard tried to stick his hand in to stop him. Wound up taking the shot.
Why can't I?
No, because we can't say that's you tried to reach and you got hit. You give me something else. My bad, because you and I are going to have a problem.
What if I want to be in your neighborhood?
Can I get an amen where you're from?
I didn't understand your point.
I'm not going to have blood from your elbow when I was trying to reach in and gamble, and you just say you shouldn't reach.
Oh yeah, all right. Now I see what you're saying. You're saying you're not taking you don't get the ball on that.
Yeah,
alcohol. Right.
We got a problem.
You shouldn't reach with your face is what you shouldn't reach with.
See, Mike, the game's over because me and Mike now got some real issues.
See, but you're the type of guy who I believe more than once took his ball home from the playground.
Never. Are you serious?
I bet you did.
Don't do that. Are you serious?
Yeah, because you're so outraged.
No, I'm the guy that got, I'm not gonna. No, I never took the basketball away.
Restraint. 24-point lead now for the Clippers. Just over 3 minutes gone by in the third, and it's been a disastrous start here to this third. Gasol looking. Puts it on the floor. Zubac's sticking with him. Falling away, and an air ball. Well defended. George never touched it. Excuse me, Morris never touched it. It's going to be Clippers ball.
We're talking about the struggles of the Lakers offensively, but you also have to give credit to the Clippers defensively by being disciplined enough and forcing them to win their battles on their own terms. They played great defense this afternoon.
Well, they've got a chance to be a dominant defensive team as George shot misses. You've got obviously Kawhi Leonard, defensive player of the year a couple times. Paul George, an all-NBA defender. Beverly, Ibaka, now Rondo. Those are 5 guys that have made all-NBA defensive teams.
They're up to 11th in defense after hovering around 15, 16 most of the year.
Marcus Morris, not that time. Rebound deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac.
And you name the guys with the accolades defensively. And Batum is a guy that gives you great versatility where he can guard 1 through 5 and has tremendous discipline.
You know, it's good. Terrence Mann's a good defensive player as well. And Spots, we've seen some good defense from him. As we said earlier, in their loss to Denver the other day, he played Jokic really well. Jokic only had 14 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Although Denver did win the game. Schroeder back out. Gasol's going to try the 3 and able to connect there. Gasol shooting 35% from downtown this season, but his team's still down 21 here in the third. Paul George. Kuzma. Back up top. Kuzma just 2 of 8 from the field so far this afternoon. Runs right into the wall. Paul Zubac and throws it away.
I wonder also, Zubac has played so well as a starter. That's another tough decision Ty Lue has when Ibaka's healthy enough to come back. The whole rotation to me, depth for the regular season, and they have so much as that offensive foul. The Clippers have so much depth. It's really been good for them in the regular season. Come playoff time, though, there are going to be hard decisions that have to be made and accepted.
And there's Ibaka still out with a back injury, and they're reportedly set to sign DeMarcus Cousins to a 10-day contract. Serge Ibaka with the back issues.
I tell you, if I had that outfit on like Serge Ibaka, I wouldn't be sitting down either. You're going to see my outfit and appreciate it.
Well, I think it's because of his back. I don't think he's trying to show off.
I didn't say show off.
Gasol, it's another 3. That causes Toronto to call a timeout. Gasol 3 for 3 from downtown. He's got 11 points. He leads the Lakers in scoring, but they're down 18.
Why do you think Mary chose you?
Mary is here to save us. Don't doubt her.
Now.
When God builds a church, the devil builds a chapel next door.
Do you believe now? Witness
Let Mary into your hearts.
the resurrection of the big screen experience. The unholy. The Lord is with you. Rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters.
Your whole team can see your upper thigh. Pour that smooth roast and aim that camera up.
Kawhi Leonard hits a three-pointer. I'm a Giant fan growing up in New York. I went to a Giant Eagle game in Philadelphia. It's the only time I was afraid for my life at a sporting event.
That's you, though, Mike. You're cut from a different cloth.
No,
than
I'm not
Morris
from your
was.
neighborhood. I heard that already today.
No, yeah, the Morses incite fear.
Schroeder deflected out of bounds. And it'll be 5 to shoot. 47 points right now for the Lakers. They're 36% from the field, 4 of 16 from 3, and they've turned it over 15 times. Caruso draws the foul. Well, they had a big game on Friday night to start their road trip, scored 115 points and hit 17 threes, but that came against Sacramento, a little different defensive team they're facing here today. And this is only their 9th and 10th free throw. Zubats picks up his third personal.
Sports fans, gear up at NBAStore.com with officially licensed fan gear for every team and all the players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer.
MVP final.
And that will end the third. A little ugly stretch, but Chauncey Billups Clippers up by 22 as we head to the fourth.
Try triple cheddar or spicy pepper jack. Both topped with slow smoked bacon. Get both for just $3 each. Only at Jack in the Box.
Is your pooch perfect? Our SoCal Showcase every morning starting at 4.
Check out today's coast-to-coast coverage brought to you by T-Mobile. It has been a brutal game for the Lakers.
Yeah, backcourt violation there. And then tremendous defense by Zubac, forcing a turnover.
They've just been out of sync and out of rhythm all game long. Not able to find themselves on either sides of the floor. Very frustrating for Laker fans.
Real G's moving silence like sourdough, but we can't stay silent about this. The BK Sourdough King is in the 2-for-5 deal with flame grilled beef, sizzling bacon, and ooey gooey cheese on 2 toasted sourdough buns. Get the Sourdough King in the 2-for-5 deal. Your way, way better.
Today we have the Microsoft Surface Pro 7 and the MacBook Pro. The Surface comes with a pen and it is touchscreen. Mac gave this a little hard, but why can't they just give me a whole touchscreen? The Surface Pro has a detachable keyboard. Now with the Mac, you're kind of just stuck with what you got. But with the Surface, yes, you can run your favorite apps on it. It has the power to run all your apps. It is a much better gaming device. I love my games. Then there's the price.
Coming up next, ESPN at 6 Eastern, number 3 Arizona, number 1 Stanford, the NCAA championship final. Miss McDonald, you are fun to watch, and she has fun when she plays. Wow, she is, what a terrific player.
She is fast, she is quick, and she can handle, and she's going to shoot that ball tonight.
Tough, crafty. I'm going to pick the upset. I'm going with Arizona to win it all.
Stanford beat them by 30 and 14 this year. I'm predicting Stanford convincingly.
Convincingly?
Yeah.
Wow.
Great depth on Stanford. I was surprised. Stanford hasn't won a national championship in women's basketball since 1992. I mean, they're always in the hunt.
Always. Yeah, they've been great for a long time.
One of the great basketball coaches in the country for a long, long time, Tara Vanderveer. I remember covering the 96 U.S. Olympic women's team that won the gold medal in Atlanta. So I had a chance to spend a lot of time and learn basketball from her. What a brilliant basketball mind.
25.5 points for the tournament. That's awfully impressive.
They had to go through Texas A&M, and Connecticut.
Paul George probably won't play much more if this lead stays the same, but Horton Tucker rips it right out of his hands. Horton Tucker drives inside, lays it up and in. Well, Frank Vogel said Horton Tucker during the preseason, he played so well that he got to find minutes for that young man. As Kawhi Leonard, a line drive jumper, he's got 15. Just 59 points for the Lakers. Lowest scoring game in the NBA this season, or the fewest by a team. The Clippers. The shot clock winds down. Montrezl Harrell hits the jumper. That was way back on December 27th. That's the game they were down by 57 to Dallas and wound up scoring just 73 points in that game.
There were 3 games last night decided by over 40 points.
Patterson banks it home.
I think the condensed schedule has had a direct impact on the number of injuries. I don't think it can be avoided. We know why we played this many games in this many days, but there's also no avoiding that it's had a dramatic increase on all these injuries teams are facing.
Leonard, nice feet inside, man. Unselfishly out to Kennard. And Horton Tucker grabs it. 22-point lead for the Clippers. The closest the Lakers have been in the second half is 13. As Horton Tucker now with 10 points, 5 of 8 from the field.
That's a big-time shot right there.
He can really score the basketball.
He's got such a great bounce to him. So aggressive, skilled, long arms, defensively. Shot clock at 5. Went for the steal. They got called for his third person.
Here's what you were talking about, Coach. Attacking you full speed, the ability to change directions, and then shoots a off-balance fadeaway, eliminating the contest of Patterson. Good defense, just better offense. That's beautiful.
Leonard goes inside, kicks it out. Terrence Mann, corner 3 misses. I've heard, like, in terms of some of these blowouts that you talk about, that one of the theories and some players have said is Caldwell Pope is without the fans, in some places, as Harold's fouled on one, without the fans when you get down big, sometimes you don't have that energy from the fans to kind of keep you motivated if it's your, fourth game in 5 nights, that type of thing. Whether or not it's true.
Or maybe if my family or friends or some people I know in the stands, maybe I come out at halftime a little early, get a rhythm, get some shots up maybe.
I would say it's probably a lot of different things. But think back to our experience in the bubble last year. It was only 8 regular season games. This has been going on for a long time. And even though there are a few people here today, I don't know if they're just people that work here, but it's not the same as a real crowd.
Well, that's what you've seen all season. Even the elite teams, with maybe the exception of Utah, have had a stretch where it's just, puzzling performances that they're just not there. And everybody talks about it. Coaches, players, front office people, as George knocks it down. The mental challenge of the way this has been set up, the health and safety protocols being tested every single day, whether you have a game or not, whether you have a practice or not. Some of that has been lessened a bit. Caldwell Pope throws it in, and Montrezl Harrell couldn't get it. Zubac is going to come back in for the Clippers. Markieff Morris will return for the Lakers. Zubac tonight, 6 points, 9 rebounds.
But Mike, 17 points in this game seems like a lot, and it is. But we've seen deficits overcome because of the three-point shot. You get on a good stretch or the other team gets on a bad stretch, things can change and change quickly. Not
have battery all day, and then more.
This is...
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down,
The Hall of Famer and 50 greatest player, tells the story when he was a rookie. Elgin Baylor and the Lakers came into New York to play the Knicks, and he noticed Baylor coming out of the Laker hotel, and he so desperately wanted to go talk to him, but he was so intimidated because he thought Baylor was just the greatest player that he walked behind him while Baylor was walking the streets of New York, and he walked in the exact same steps that Baylor did. He wanted to do that, saying, I'm walking in the same steps as Elgin Baylor. That's how much he was revered by his peers. 27.4 points per game. Spectacular rebounder as well. So tough, so strong.
I believe one of the years he was in the military, actually averaged 36 and I believe 17 or 18 rebounds. Think about that.
Yeah, if you put up the kind of numbers that Elgin Baylor did today, oh my goodness.
Can you imagine if somebody had 61 in a final game today?
Well, the fact that it still holds after all these years is Luke Kennard connects. Kennard 9 points off the bench. Lead back up to 21 as we approach the midway point here in the fourth. Caldwell Pope with his first three-pointer. They're 4 for 20 from downtown before that three-pointer went in. Jackson to Kennard. Frank Vogel likes the way Kennard's starting to play for him recently. Again, getting more minutes with all the injuries they've had. Feed inside Montrezl Harrell, banks it home, and a foul. That cuts it now to 89-73, 16-point game. Can cut it to 15, but still 5:46 remaining.
Montrezl Harrell just has a knack for scoring. Whether it's an isolation, a face-up, a second shot, or a drop-off like this one. Good play by Caldwell Pope, and nice finish by Harrell.
9 of his 17 points have come here in the fourth. Zubac's picking up his fourth foul. What was that? Zubac and Markieff Morris. No shot.
I wonder why that didn't count for the Clippers. It was clearly a violation on Zubats.
Harrell hits the free throw. 89-74. Leonard and George still out there.
And playing without a point guard right now.
Rondo has played 13 minutes. He's on a minutes restriction. They haven't told exactly why. Kennard knocks it down. Haven't told us exactly how many, I should say. As Kennard were off the bench. Solid job, 12 points in just 13 minutes. Harrell draws yet another foul. Zubats picks up his 5th.
Oh, wow. Talk about vision. Where else can a duo create double trouble? And where else can the game's finest look freakish? Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
Lakers came into this game 4th in the Western Conference. They're a half game back of the Clippers, who are in 3rd. They're 3.5 back of 2nd. They're also just 3 ahead of 7th. Now, it all determines on when LeBron James and Anthony Davis return, and that doesn't seem to be in the immediate future. And the way it's all so tight, you can drop down and drop perhaps to even a 7th spot, which put them in the play-in tournament. But as long as LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy, come playoff time, do you think it even matters where they finish? That they could say they drop, worst case scenario, they drop to 10. Could they still win a championship as the 10th team having to go in the play-in tournament? Yes, right?
Sure. But they could also lose.
Absolutely. And I agree. It doesn't matter, meaning the most important thing for the Lakers right now is to get healthy and whole. But like I said, I have not seen a team that cannot be beat,
and
including
also,
the Lakers.
Right, and also tell me, what home court is really going to look like. Is it going to be with fans in Utah, or is it going to be an empty arena? That makes a big difference too.
Well, that'll be interesting come playoff time, because certain arenas will be able to have more fans than other arenas. It's not just going to be it goes according state by state in terms of what's allowed, what percentage capacity they have.
I'll tell you this, though, Mike. I think as there's a timeout, if you're the first seed, you should get to pick your opponent in the first round.
There you go, making up crazy rules.
NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC is presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Nobody is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
I came for the show.
You'll love every second of it. And you'll want to see it again.
It was something.
Just a bit excessive. Glorious.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for takeoff.
Nobody. Rated R. In theaters now. Demand April 16th.
Want to try some of my Mountain Dew Zero Sugar? It is tasty. Just as good as the original without any sugar. But be careful.
Careful.
All right, guys, no insurance talk on beach day.
I'm down.
Yes, please.
Don't get me wrong, I love my RV, but insuring it is such a hassle.
Same with my boat. The insurance bills are through the roof.
Be cool.
I wish I could group my insurance stuff. Like the house, the car, the RV.
Like a cluster. An insurance cluster.
Yeah, I doubt that exists.
The bundle! It's a bundle and it saves you money! Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive and I couldn't help it over here. Super fun beach day, everybody.
I met Dave pre-pandemic. He was coming out of his car with crutches, and I went out and rushed to help him.
I was like, what? Someone's actually coming out to help me?
Dave would order the same thing every day. The number one meal, no pickles, large fry, large Diet Coke, and 3 ketchups. I don't know what it is about 3 ketchups.
Better than 2 and less than 4.
The topic of sports is where him and I really clicked.
We've basically been talking basketball ever since because of people like Marcus. This inspired me to become part of the Chick-fil-A team.
Hey! Now we got a full squad.
Exactly.
Gillette Pro Glide
5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke. So you're ready for the day with a fresh face for a fresh start. For a limited time, get a 5th cartridge free.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd and sold out.
Cousins to a 10-day contract. Boogie expected to clear COVID protocols in the next day or two, and he's got some friendly faces on this team, a chance to succeed. Rajon Rondo not only has played with Boogie at
that exists.
It's a bundle and says you money. Groomsman in Boogie's wedding. Rondo told me Boogie knows he has something to prove to the rest of the league, and Mike, it'll be interesting to see if he can stick with the Clippers past that 10-day.
Well, he didn't stick with the Rockets earlier, struggled with the Rockets. He has, of course, have had 2 massive injuries, an Achilles tear, an ACL tear. And it's Kennard, gets it in and rattles it home. Look, Kennard shooting beautifully. Now with 15 points.
And he's got some friendly faces on this team.
Here in the 4th quarter.
He's an excellent offensive player, Mike. He can shoot, pass, knows how to play.
And Ty Lue said he wants him to be aggressive. He wants him to take, be a volume shooter.
Saved there, but no, he stepped out of bounds. Kennard's 24. It's his 4th year. He was a first-round pick of the Pistons back in 2017 after playing 2 years at Duke. And his first 3 years with the Pistons required him this offseason. Great college player from Middletown, Ohio. Mass substitutions coming up on NBA Wednesday, presented by State Farm. Pelicans in Brooklyn to face the Nets. And then Utah and Phoenix. What a fun matchup that will be. The top 2 teams in the West that are just playing great basketball. Some star power. That's an NBA Wednesday. Alex Caruso off the mark. Kennard tries again, this time off the mark. Poor Terrence Mann tried to throw it down, but couldn't get it to go. Costas Antetokounmpo has come into the game. Horton Tucker draws the personal as we're under 3 minutes remaining. So free throws for Horton Tucker. He's got 12 points. He had 15 on Friday. He's played in 45 of their 49 games, averaging about 8 points per game, but get you double figures in points, occasionally in assists. Don't forget tonight, NCAA Women's National Championship game, Arizona and Stanford. Like to be national championships. She looks pretty stressed out. Games. That's going to be so much fun to watch. 19-point lead for the Clippers.
Russell Wilson's sister plays for Stanford.
Yes.
Amir Coffey up top to Kennard. Coffey back out. Shot clock at 6. Kennard kicks it out. Patrick Patterson gets a wide open look and knocks down the 3. 14th three-pointer for the LA Clippers. 14 of 27. Again, they're the best shooting three-point team in the NBA this year. And then you look at the Lakers here this afternoon, 6 of 22. Antetokounmpo stepped out of bounds. The 23-year-old who played his college ball at Dayton.
Did you see the three of the Antetokounmpo brothers after they played recently? The picture on the court. I just can't. I mean, it's amazing. Like that, brothers could be two. All three?
Well, there's 5 brothers total. As we're under 2 minutes remaining in what has been a game dominated by the LA Clippers against these undermanned LA Lakers. Terrence Mann misses, and no LeBron James, no Anthony Davis. Andre Drummond also did not play with his toe injury. Clippers will snap their 2-game losing streak as they continue this homestand. As Caruso knocks it down. And this for the Lakers. They'll now head east. It's the second game of a 7-game road trip. And a hell ball. They tried to throw it into Daniel Oturo, a rookie from Minnesota. The Masters will tee off on ESPN and the app this Thursday and Friday. Exclusive first and second round coverage from Augusta National starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. ESPN Plus also going to have featured hole and featured group coverage during all 4 rounds. Bernard. And Terrence Mann will bring it back up. Well, for both these teams, it's all about getting healthy and getting ready. As Horton Tucker, wild shot won't go. The follow and a foul. Of course, for the Clippers, they've got to do it in the postseason. Last year, the stunning turnaround, blowing that 3-1 lead in the conference semifinals. Doc Rivers was let go. His assistant, Tyronn Lue, has taken over. That was one of the more stunning turnarounds because all those 3 games that they lost down the stretch, they had big leads.
Disappointing.
And Denver played great.
Yes, they did.
But that's how we're going to judge this Clipper team. It won't be now. It'll become playoff time. Will they be able to win?
Well, they've got the star power. They've got a terrific defensive team when they're healthy. And some of these younger players have been getting some good opportunities. Tyronn Lue was talking about that guy right there, Terrence Mann. He's played some minutes. He's going to be part of the rotation no matter who's here. And right on cue, Terrence Mann with a nice move. Well, the Clippers will improve now to 33-18 on the season. And get another victory and go 2-0 against the Lakers. As they won the first game between the two back. First game between